And we're going to join here into a cluttered game, and this is game number 1 apparently. So this does not come as much of a surprise. These things can get a little complicated. You see the board here for both players. On Jessup's side, he's got a morph. He just played a Temple of Silence. Looks like he's empty-handed. A Death Mist Raptor which has a counter on it. 2 Death Mist Raptors that don't, and the 2 Den Protectors that have counters on them. On Erik's side, he may have the most important permanent on the battlefield there in Elspeth, along with some soldier tokens. A Siege Rhino, a Fleecebane Lion that's gone monstrous, and a Courser of Crewfix, which appears to be revealing an Abzan Charm.
Yeah, Erik is very well situated for the mirror match here. 3 main deck copies of Elspeth and a main deck copy of Ugin.
Smith going to untap, draw that copy of Abzan Charm. Top card of the deck is an Urborg. He'll play that. Courser will gain a life. Next card is another Courser. Looks like Elspeth is ticking up to 6. 3 soldiers on the way. The game keeps going like this. If the game keeps going like this, excuse me, it's going to be Erik Smith's.
Yeah, it's a little fuzzy to walk into these games sometimes in the middle and try to suss out who's ahead. But a good rule of thumb is, in the Abzan control mirror match, if one person has Elspeth and the other person lacks the ability to kill Elspeth with either Hero's Downfall or Den Protector attacks, the Elspeth player is winning.
Death Mist Raptor going to unmorph. It's going to bring back a Death Mist Raptor. So Danny has found all 4 copies. He'll bring it back as a morph. Now he's going to come in here. Soldier tokens look like they're blocking. Smith can do this for a long time. Jessup's going to have to draw something good. He just did. It's a copy of Hero's Downfall. Smith, he'll start by playing Temple of Silence. Ultimate price on top of the deck. That's going to get scryed to the bottom of the deck. Top card now is the Jessup Citadel. Still has not cast Abzan Charm yet.
Yeah, I think he wants to use it to reset a bad reveal with Courser of Crewfix at this point. Now the real question is how many copies of Den Protector are left in Erik's deck, because now Danny is the one on the front foot. I mean, it's not easy for him to handle, for Erik to handle these Death Mist Raptors. He needs Elspeth to come back.
Well, he's going to play a Courser. You see he was a little bit frustrated with how he organized things there, playing the land first and then the Courser afterward.
Yep.
So I'm shaking his head a little bit, missing the extra point of life, which, as we learned in our first round of coverage, could certainly end up mattering. Some blocks going to take place here for Smith. But now these Death Mist Raptors are actually whittling away at things. Jessup will lose a Death Mist Raptor, and he's drawing pretty well. There's an Elspeth now here for Danny. Very timely. That'll bring 3 soldiers along with it. Take that, Erik Smith. Danny slipped the script here.
2 very good draw steps in a row there, to say the least.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Jessup Citadel, the draw. Top card of the deck is Thoughtseize. Don't have a lot of interest in that. Here comes Abzan Charm. Time to cash that in for 2 cards. Thoughtseize will be 1. Elspeth will be 2. Llanowar Waste on top of the deck now. Llanowar Waste will enter the battlefield. Smith will gain 2 life. Top card after that is Den Protector. We are going to settle on in right now. We are not going anywhere fast. There is Elspeth. 3 soldiers on the way. Well, Jessup does have the one thing going for him at this point, which is he's a little bit ahead in the Elspeth race, but Smith has a Den Protector on top of his deck. You have to imagine there's at least 1 copy of Hero's Downfall in the graveyard.
Well, the real question is, where's the Ugin at this point?
Yeah.
I mean, Danny does have a little bit of insulation right now, as he's kept one of the morphs face down, which is a pretty good place to be against that card, if you respect it, but that is something that could potentially blow this game wide open.
Good-ish place to be.
Also, if Erik simply has a Hero's Downfall down there, then he gets rid of Elspeth.
Yeah.
Now he's the one with an unchecked Elspeth, and life is pretty good.
You know, even though he does have the morph face down, Ugin still wipes the entire board, and it exiles everything, so those Death Mist Raptors will be long gone. There will be no shenanigans that get to take place, unfortunately. Looks like Jessup's going to do some attacking. Going to try to get Elspeth off the battlefield here. Smith very quick to block.
Yeah, chump blocking the Death Mist Raptors and eating the tokens.
Yep.
Pretty easy stuff.
3 more tokens on the way here for Jessup.
Actually, a fairly curious attack there by Danny with the tokens, because that was pretty obviously going to happen.
Sure. Top card going to go to the bottom here for Smith. He'll gain a little bit of life because of the coursers. Hero's Downfall now on top of the deck. He's finding what he's looking for. Remember, Den Protector was the draw, so if he does play a Morph, that's what it'll be. Let's have a copy of Thoughtseize in hand. I suppose he wants to see exactly what Jessup is working with. It's a Satyr Wayfinder.
And if Danny's not casting that, to me that indicates that both players are very close to decking out.
Yeah.
Or at least it's on the radar that that's how this could play out.
Den Protector going to unmorph, and Hostilities is what Smith is going to bring back.
Got Fleece Mane Lion.
Yeah, it looks like Danny is considering, yeah, he's just going to concede the game, I think, at this point. Maybe, okay, Hostilities is just being cast, okay. Excuse me. Fleece Mane Lion's going to go after Elspeth, bring her down to 2. Smith has the advantage here.
I suppose that's the reason Danny attacked with the tokens, if he thought that this line of play was going to happen regardless.
Sure.
On the surface, it was not a good attack, but
Here's Thoughtseize.
did not end up costing him anything because of what happened.
I was thinking about Erik's play last turn with Hostilities, but it kind of makes some sense now because he has Hero's Downfall on top of his deck too. So now he can make this attack. Jessup will have to do some blocking, and then Erik can just clean out Elspeth. He'll get 3 more soldier tokens. And downfall the Planeswalker, and now Jessup is drawing super thin.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's going to do it. Erik Smith's going to win game number 1 here over Danny Jessup. Obzon control up a game here. Obzon Megamorph. You see both players taking a look at the clock. They got about 14 minutes to go here. So we'll take a look at the sideboards. We will start with Danny Jessup and his 3 copies of Ultimate Price, his 2 Drowning Sorrows, his 2 Arishan Clerics. A Duress and then Hostility is a Dromoka's Command. A Glare of Heresy, 2 Self-Inflicted Wound, and the big one, I think, are the 2 Wingmate Rocks.
Yeah, you know, this is the type of matchup where you're going to want just more powerful cards. Both players get empty-handed. The board gets cluttered, and then just who has the more powerful top decks is a way this game plays out pretty frequently. So the removal spells and Glare of Heresy, Self-Inflicted Wound, the Dromoka's Command, the End Hostilities, I think those are all fine cards to bring in here. I do really like the 2 copies of Wingmate Rock. I think that's the best thing that Danny has going on, is a card that can trump Elspeth in certain spots, requires multiple removal spells. I think he definitely wants it.
On the other side of things, what do you see for Erik Smith?
3 Irrational Clerics, 2 Drown Sorrow, 2 Read the Bones, 2 Duress, another copy of End Hostilities, 2 Mastery of the Unseen, a Bioblight, 2 copies of Dromoka's Command. I think the commands here are okay. I think the masteries are pretty solid. I like bringing in the other copy of End Hostilities, and I really like the 2 copies of Read the Bones. Very solid card for battling this kind of fight. Every 2-for-1, every piece of draw selection, scrying, all of it matters a lot in this kind of matchup.
We will talk about the Next Level Library by Patrick Chapin, who is, oddly enough, a really big Obzon fan in Standard. I never really put Chapin on doing that sort of thing.
Oh, he's a big Obzon control guy.
Yeah.
Had some success with GP Providence recently. He's written about a lot. And you can read more of his writing at the Next Level Library. Next Level Magic for play, Next Level Deck Building for deck building. It's for players of all ability levels, from novices all the way up to people who are trying to become better Grand Prix and PTQ Open Series level competitors. It's available on paperback and on ebook right now at starcitygames.com/nextlevel.
I just don't like this new form of Chapin here, with his Siege Rhinos and his Den Protectors and his Read the Bones.
Yep.
Not for me. I expect blue spells. I expect the Grixis deck. Maybe that's just how good Siege Rhino and Den Protector are.
Well, you know, I don't know. Sometimes this stuff is sort of a chicken and egg thing. It's hard to know. Did Chapin play with blue cards all the time because he just liked the blue cards? Or did Chapin play with blue cards all the time because he's really smart and the blue cards were busted for a really long time? I don't know.
It's unclear. Satyr Wayfinder here, gonna bring a land to Jessup's hand. He's just have to decide which one it's gonna be. Den Protector and Obzon Charm are gonna go to the bin.
There's some people like Shaheen Sarani, for example, and he likes playing the blue cards because he likes playing with the blue cards.
Yep.
Chapin, I think, just liked playing with the powerful cards, and those were blue cards.
Fleece Mane Lion here for Smith. There's a Self-Inflicted Wound. Jessup going to come across for 1 now as well. Sandstep Citadel and pass that turn back. These players are going to have to play pretty quickly, especially Danny Jessup, who is down a game right now. Here's a Plains, there's a Courser, top card of the deck for Smith, a Siege Rhino, pass that turn back. Jessup will take a draw step.
Part of the reason you see the speed of play, at 7-3 right now, these players probably have very poor tiebreakers, and a draw could knock both of them out of top 8 contention.
Indeed. Siege Rhino here. And Siege Rhino there for Erik Smith. He just drew one. Now he's got one on top of his deck as well, so looks like we're going to Rhino Town. There is a Siege Rhino. Smith just kind of shrugs her shoulders and says, yeah, sure.
Yep.
Though Smith does have Courser going right now, too, so every land that he plays will gain him a life. Jessup coming across with the Siege Rhino. Does have a copy of Dromoka's command at hand.
Wingmate Rock as well. I really love this attack because if Erik tries to offer up a block, Dromoka's command wrecks him.
Yep.
And if he says no blocks, which is likely, all right, well, Wingmate Rock on the way.
It's a good turn all around there for Jessup. He'll get a Wingmate Rock token. So 2, 3, 4 flyer. Siege Rhino the draw here for Smith. Courser Crucifix on top of the deck.
And I don't think Erik has end hostilities in hand.
Does not appear to be the case. Does have an Elspeth over there. We're a little ways away from that.
No land number 5 either.
Yep. I think in this matchup, given the builds of the decks, Danny's got to be the aggressor. Don't think he has much of a choice. There's a hero's downfall. That'll take care of the actual Wingmate Rock. Smith will have to pass the turn back. Jessup will untap. He'll take a draw step here in just a moment. He's coming in the red zone. Siege Rhino's going to block. Dromoka's command's going to be a real beating.
So I guess +1/+1 and sacking enchantment's pretty good here.
Above average turn.
Womp womp.
There goes your board.
I think if I'm Erik, I'm picking up right now. Just save the time.
Try to win game 3.
Yep.
We'll see how much longer he wants to play it. Jessup going to play a Courser.
I suppose he has a Siege Rhino in hand. It's not quite done yet, but
Yeah, the Siege Rhino's not even good
you know,
because the other Siege Rhino's bigger.
it probably represents a turn or two. I suppose he has the tools in hand where if his draw steps are land number 5 and hostilities, he has time. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. There's a Courser. All right, Siege Rhino on top of the deck.
And you know Eric's playing to that right now.
Yep.
He didn't cast Siege Rhino. He knows he needs to get to end hostilities in land number 5, and Courser makes that more likely.
Deathness Raptor the draw. Sandsep Citadel is going to enter the battlefield. Trigger the Courser. Top card of the deck here is a Satyr Wayfinder. Yep, there are the attackers. Courser going to block there. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Smith going to go down to 2. There's Deathmiss Raptor. I think Danny's last card might be Thoughtseize, but he's just going to pass the turn back. Rhino the draw, Dent Protector on top of the deck, and he'll concede the game. So Danny Jessup going to very quickly win game number 2 here over Erik Smith. Obs on Megamorph, Obs on Control. They're going to go to game 3, and we're going to see if they have time to finish it. It'll be very impressive if they do.
You often get a sense of who's the aggressor in a matchup by the sideboard cards. You see Danny Jessup here. He has Wingmate Rock, and Erik Smith has Read the Bones. They're both cards for similar matchups, which are mid-range, you know, the mid-range to control matchups. But the approaches are very, very different, and it positions Danny definitely as the aggressor. Part of being the aggressor in this matchup and what's nice is your Dromoka's commands are so much more powerful, and we saw that game 2 for Danny.
Number 4 on our Season 3 leaderboard, and the odd man out of the Players' Championship last year was Danny Jessup. Unfortunately for him, the 23-year-old from New York, he's got an invitational top 8. That was last year in Seattle during Season 4, where he was a match short and an Open Series point short of qualifying for the Players' Championship.
Yeah, as close as you can get an invitational top 8, that one in Season 4 with 4 Open Series top 8s and a win. And New York through and through. Big sports fan, played a lot of lacrosse growing up, and a stock manager by day.
Yeah, I'm a Danny Jessup guy. Big fan, super nice guy.
Yep.
Those sports teams, I can't do it. I can't.
One of the 3 does it for me.
I know you're a Giants guy. That's all right. Big season coming for Eli. Feeling good? Full season of Odell Beckham?
Yeah, that is exciting.
Ooh, boy.
That part is exciting.
We're going to find out if it was a fluke or not real quick.
Right.
I don't think it is.
No.
I think he's a cyborg.
Yep.
That's what I think. You ever seen the movie Little Giants?
No.
Okay, you need to really fix that, first of all.
Okay.
But it's basically a movie about, you know, little kids playing football. And there was this guy who used to he couldn't catch the ball, so they put like sticky stuff on his hands so he could catch it. That's what Odell Beckham reminds me of.
Right. Isn't that cheating?
Well, they're kids.
Kids cheat all the time.
They're kids.
That's one of the things kids do is cheat.
They're kids. Come on, dude. It's a movie, they're kids. You don't always have to be so mean.
I'm not the one cheating.
Devil maladies to begin here for both players. Smith going to sacrifice a windswept team.
I don't even know what kind of comment that is.
Here's a mastery of the unseen. That's a little slow for a 6-minute game. See if this is going to work out or not. I mean, I think you're supposed to still have it in your deck.
Right. I don't know. Over 6 minutes with 5 extra turns. Fast pace of play could get it done.
All right. Uh-oh.
Oh, right.
Oh, brother.
We've come to this.
Oh, brother. No third land, Den Protector face up. This is not good. Jessup's going to sacrifice the land here. He'll get a basic forest. It's a Death Mist Raptor. He'll pass the turn back. Smith, did he find a land? He found a Fleecemane Lion. Jessup will draw a card. Picked up a copy of Elspeth. Here comes Death Mist Raptor. No blocks. Love me some Turbo Magic in the morning. These players are trying to play it.
Especially in this matchup.
Yeah, pretty hard to do. Raptor. Citadel. Kick it back to Smith. Can he draw a land? The answer is yes. It's a Temple of Silence. That might find another land as he scratches the top card to the bottom. It's understandable why he kept the hand he did. He has a copy of Read the Bones in hand, too.
He's on 6 cards also.
Yeah.
It's a fine hand.
Danny might consider casting Hero's Downfall right now on that Fleecemane line to keep giving the beatdowns. We'll see. There's land number 5. I can also see a little self-inflicted wound. Hero's Downfall come and get you.
It does shorten the game by quite a bit.
Yeah. There's Hero's Downfall. There's self-inflicted wound. And in for 6. Pass it over. Take a draw. I don't believe it's land number 4. All Smith can do is pass the turn back. Hero's Downfall at the ready. Jessup will draw. Glare of Heresy is what he found. Death Mist Raptor bites the dust to Hero's Downfall. Smith goes down to 5. There's Courser. See the top card. Hero's Downfall. Land number 6 is Sandsep Citadel. Jessup will go back to 20. Pass the turn back over to Smith, I believe. Does have Glare of Heresy at the ready? I don't like glaring that.
Just because, what's it doing?
Yeah, because it's not actually doing anything.
Yep.
Now, Jessup's going to win the match because Smith had some mana issues, and I think Jessup's going to win that game a pretty high percentage of the time. But you know, if there's like some sort of Siege Rhino Brigade that happens, I want Glare of Heresy for that, not for the Mastery.
Right. I guess the thinking there from Danny's side is, well, I had his last card in hand is Elspeth. He can Elspeth and minus a Rhino away, but there's almost no way that Mastery matters in that game.
Yeah.